Days of Our Lives, spoilers for the next 2 weeks, November 10th to November 21st, reveal that Sammy Brady will throw a baby shower while Rafe Hernandez finds trouble, and Will Horton comes to Marlena Evans's rescue. During the week of November 10th-14th, Chad DiMera and Jennifer Horton Devereaux will await news after Thomas DiMera is rushed to the hospital. Thomas will apparently face injuries due to the car he just ran in front of, but he's going to be all right. Even so, this was an awfully close call and will leave Jennifer absolutely fuming. Jennifer will throw some threats around in the aftermath of Thomas's accident, so she may insist on taking her grandson back to Boston since he wants to live with his grandparents anyway. In the meantime, Jennifer will stick around town long enough to speak at the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala. Jack Devereaux will be around for this special event too, so he'll get updates on the Thomas drama and weigh in. Kat Green will feel terrible once she hears about Thomas's situation, so she'll get some support from EJ DiMera. EJ may console Kat over her mother's early onset dementia as well. After Lucas Horton makes it back to Salem, he'll serve as Philip Kiriakis' confidant. As for Sammy, she'll meet her new grandbaby and throw a shower for Chanel Dupree DiMera, Johnny DiMera, and little Trey DiMera. Lonnie Price Grant's return will give her the opportunity to catch up with Abe Carver, so she'll help him try to fix things with Paulina Price and improve his relationship with Theo Carver too. Over with Rafe, he'll make an alarming discovery. Rafe will follow the trail to some trouble, so this may tie in with EJ's shady lab experiments or some danger for Kat. Back with Will, he'll congratulate Sammy after he sees an engagement ring on her finger. Will Sammy reveal who her new fiancé is and shock her loved ones in the process? Sammy will eventually corner EJ and most likely gloat about her engagement to him too. EJ may not be happy about Sammy moving on, but he'll have to turn his attention to Eli Grant's interrogation soon enough. Other days' spoilers say Marlena Evans will reach her breaking point when it comes to holding in all her grief over John Black's demise. It looks like Will's going to come to Marlena's rescue as they reconnect. We should also mention some other returning days characters who'll be back in town for the gala festivities. Paul Narita, Andrew Donovan, Marie Horton, Mike Horton, Stephen Olson, and Eric Brady will be on screen again in the coming episodes. Days fans will recall that the gala is actually meant to be a distraction while EJ carries out risky lab activities. Dr. Wilhelm Rolf is working on some twisted creations that are sure to cause chaos. Kristen DiMera will also be scooped up out of prison and abducted in a blindfold. That'll leave Kristen wondering what's going on and where she's being taken, but she'll find out soon enough. The week of November 17th to 21st will bring some shocking revelations related to the work that EJ's commissioned in the lab. There may be some developments that'll shock even EJ, so that's something to keep in mind too. Duel has dropped some hints about Stefano DiMera's being resurrected in some form. Plus, Tony DiMera is still missing, so we could be looking at a possible swap with Andre DiMera if he's alive and back in the picture. Kristen may get tangled up in DiMera drama as well, if her kidnapping was really about making sure she's part of the upcoming family action. As for Chad, he may prepare to say goodbye to Thomas if his son is indeed going to join Jack and Jennifer in Boston. It makes sense considering Carrie Christopher's time on the show is winding down. Days of Our Lives spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some surprises and heartfelt scenes, so stay tuned. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Gabi Hernandez and Ari Hernandez may have some love triangle chaos ahead of them. Will Theo Carver find himself torn between this mother and daughter? Days fans know Ari is clearly crushing on Theo, who's a bit older than her. Of course, that didn't stop Ari from getting passionate with Doug Williams III, so she may not be able to resist Theo for very long either. Ari recently opened up to Gabi about leaning on Aaron Green for support over Tesoro, aka Trey DiMera's adoption. Gabi obviously got the wrong idea as she quizzed Ari about Aaron and wondered just how close they were. However, Ari has planted Aaron firmly in the friend zone and doesn't seem into him at all. It's Theo who'll keep Ari's attention, but there could be a problem now that Gabi's sharing more and more scenes with DiMera's newest CEO. Although Theo tried to strike a deal to keep Gabi chic at DiMera Enterprises, Gabi turned him down. That said, Theo still seemed a bit mischievous, so there's a chance he may keep up his efforts and find a way to lock in this agreement after all. That could keep Gabi in Theo's orbit and set the stage for Duel to deliver a mother-daughter love triangle. Gabi is currently involved with Philip Kyriakis, but Days spoilers say that romance is doomed to crash and burn. Once Philip gets updates on Gabi plotting with Tony DiMera to undo the Titan-DiMera merger, it's safe to say that news will end things between them. Philip may dump Gabi immediately and leave her turning to Theo for comfort. On the other hand, Gabi might accuse Theo of blabbing to Philip and breaking his promise not to spill her role in the merger undoing. If Theo turns out to be innocent, it could leave Gabi deeply apologetic. That could serve as another way to pull Gabi and Theo together. It's easy to imagine Ari ultimately confessing her Theo crush and leaving Gabi uncomfortable if she's already falling for him by then too. Ari might even walk in on Theo and Gabi in a sizzling moment if Days wants to make this potential mother-daughter love triangle extra messy. As Salim celebrates the opening of the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic, fans of Days of Our Lives are celebrating its 60th season. Expect a lot of familiar faces to return for this moment, as teased in the latest promo. Plus, Sammy's back with big news, and someone finds themselves in a situation they know all too well about. But this time, the roles are reversed. As part of their film class, Tate and Holly begin documenting the Horton family history and stories. Yes, of course, this is an excuse to roll some classic flashbacks from the past 60 years of the soap. After the accident on Halloween, following the Great Pumpkin Slinging incident, Jennifer and Chad await news about little Thomas at the hospital. And given the celebrations continue in the promo, we're guessing the little tyke is just fine. Lonnie is back and reconnects with Abe, and Will reunites with his mother Sammy, who reveals a surprise engagement. Wait, to whom? With Mike Horton also back this week, don't tell us Sammy went after another one of her sister Carrie's former lovers. Finally, as the town gathers to celebrate the opening of a new clinic in Tom Horton's honor, the promo flashes to Kristen, who is blindfolded and tied to a chair. "Where the hell am I?" she asks. "The secret room all the DiMeras use, perhaps? And does this have something to do with the missing Tony?" Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of November 10th, 2025. It shows loved ones learn about Thomas DiMera's fate. Marie Horton and Julie Williams are interviewed. Sammy Brady is engaged. Plus, Kristen DiMera is kidnapped from prison. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's start off from the beginning of the weekly preview clip. First, it shows a camera being set up to record an interview of Marie and Julie. The interviewers are Tate Black and Holly Jonas. The college students are working on a project together and will learn a lot of stories from the ladies. Over at University Hospital, Thomas has been hit by a car after running into the road. Of course, Chad DiMera and Kat Green will never forgive themselves if Thomas doesn't make it. At the hospital, Chad and Jennifer Horton Devereaux jump up when the doctor comes in. They ask if Thomas is going to be okay. But what will the doctor say? Days of Our Lives, spoilers for the week of November 10th, reveal that the preview clip also features Lonnie Price Grant. Both Lonnie and Eli Grant return to Salem. While Eli isn't shown in the preview clip, Lonnie gives her father something to think about. Abe Carver complains about Theo Carver and Paulina Price. That is when Lonnie tells her dad, "Theo chose to confide in Paulina instead of you." Did you ever stop to ask yourself why? Fans will also see Sammy return to Salem in Wednesday's episode. When she reunites with Will Horton, he notices a ring on his mother's finger. Sammy confirms that she is engaged. Is this good news or bad news? Sammy isn't exactly the best at picking men. Fans will also see Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree DiMera to watch their baby sleep. Jennifer makes an emotional speech at the gala. Expect these scenes to air on Thursday and Friday. Plus, someone kidnaps Kristen from prison. Who does this and why? Days of Our Lives, spoilers, and updates tease Leo Stark has been on Gwen Rischek's bad side since his affair with her attractive husband. However, her new business partner instructed Gwen to be cordial with Leo, so she's holding back and making an effort. Is Gwen about to do something truly wicked? Will she betray her former best friend Leo in the worst possible way? Remember, Gwen and Leo, or Maddie, as she calls him, have been close friends for a long time. Both have a history of scamming and know each other's secrets. Gwen was thrilled to see Leo when she returned to town, and they quickly rekindled their friendship. But then, the charming Dmitri von Leuschner entered the picture. Although he turned out to be gay, he needed a wife for his inheritance, so he deceived Gwen into marrying him while secretly seeing Leo. You know the saying, "How you meet them is how you lose them." That was true for Gwen. After discovering Leo's betrayal, she severed ties and declared her hatred for him. Karma hit her ex-bestie when cheating Dmitri started fooling around with some random guy he met in prison, then dumped Leo with a Dear John letter. After getting out, he vanished without a trace. When Gwen returned to Salem, she warned Leo's new boyfriend, Javi Hernandez, that he was involved with a deceitful liar. But now, Gwen has to swallow her pride and those harsh words because EJ DiMera ordered her to be nice to Leo. EJ wants Gwen to stop Leo from sneaking around his secret lab hidden beneath the new Tom Horton free clinic. This is crucial for Gwen too, as she's the reason EJ is funding Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's creepy lab. While Gwen settles back into the DiMera mansion and collaborates with EJ, several people are suspicious of his activities on Days of Our Lives. Rafe Hernandez and Jada Hunter are investigating the hospital lab. Ace reporter and former gossip columnist Leo is also looking into the shady secret room. After EJ's henchwoman, Rita Leslie, caught Leo snooping around the construction site again, EJ instructed Rita to handle Leo. He also told Gwen to find out what Leo is up to, what he knows, and his next move. So, when Gwen arrived at the Salem Spectator to thank Leo for saving her during the blackout, Leo was understandably skeptical. Gwen has made it clear since returning to Salem that she hates him and won't forgive him. We saw her reject Leo when he tried to mend things with her. Gwen was having none of it. However, she was genuinely thankful when Leo broke through the drywall to save her during the blackout. EJ informed Rita that Leo needs to be dealt with, which doesn't sound good. Perhaps EJ wants Gwen to uncover what Leo knows before deciding on the pesky reporter's fate. If Leo knows too much, EJ might have Rita handle him permanently. This week's spoilers reveal Gwen has a new task, likely from EJ since no one else can direct her. Will EJ ask Gwen to follow up on that meal date she proposed to Leo? He needs to find out if Leo discovered anything significant while snooping around the clinic's lab. EJ will probably have Gwen report any casual remarks or insights Leo shares about the clinic. He can't let the press get wind of the private lab or his plans, especially regarding Dr. Rolf. Meanwhile, we don't know what Rita will do to Leo. We know she is good at making people vanish. She made Kristen DiMera's mom, Rachel Blake, disappear, and no one found her. Guys, Rita has worked for the DiMeras for years, even for Stefano DiMera. She isn't retiring, so she'll keep causing trouble. Rita is dangerous, despite looking like an old librarian. Leo could be caught off guard after his meal with Gwen, because Rita might grab him as he leaves the bistro. Maybe EJ will give Leo to Dr. Rolf for a lab experiment, since Dr. Rolf is back in Salem and meeting the new lab assistant. EJ might even tell Gwen to arrange for Rita to kidnap Leo and take him away. Now, if Gwen obeys EJ's commands and contributes to something dreadful occurring to Leo, fans will wonder if she'll feel any remorse or if she'll simply believe Leo deserves whatever befalls him. It's easy to picture Gwen orchestrating a scenario for Leo to be abducted. However, later on, Gwen might have a change of heart. She could reconsider and assist Leo in escaping Dr. Rolf's laboratory before he encounters some horrific scientific repercussions for meddling where he shouldn't. After all, Gwen is still wounded by the fact that Leo had an affair with her attractive husband. But is she really so heartless that she would jeopardize Leo's safety? With November sweeps happening and the 60th anniversary episodes coming soon, the writers of Days of Our Lives might do something drastic to Leo. The Tom Horton Free Clinic Gala is just a couple of episodes away, and then the pace will really pick up. A major plot will start after the gala, focusing on EJ's secret lab plans with Dr. Rolf and DiMera's twisted science. Plus, there are hints of a new version of Stefano. Who knows how crazy things will get? Marlena Evans has been having those dreams. We have Rachel Black and the Arabian Nights book. Susan Banks feels Stefano's presence in the mansion. It all points to trouble. We'll see if Gwen is involved in the plan to take down Leo and keep him from revealing what he discovered. He should definitely be cautious, because Gwen is a prime example of a woman scorned. Leo has certainly made her feel that way, and now he will face the consequences. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Mark Green got a job working at the lab at the hospital. However, Dr. Wilhelm Rolf will be the doctor's supervisor. While the recently released inmate is super excited about this opportunity, could he be the guinea pig instead of a research assistant? Keep reading and let's talk about the possibilities. As fans know, Mark recently got out of prison on parole. While some people aren't happy about it in Salem, others are thrilled that the doctor has been released. There are conditions to his parole, and he can't commit any crimes. However, in Salem, that is often easier said than done. Mark is a decent guy who just got wrapped up in Clyde Weston's games. There was also some information that led to the attempted shooting of Chad Dimera. So, Mark isn't a bad guy, but he did a bad thing. One of Mark's first tasks was to find a job. Although he is a doctor, there might be some problems getting back to his career with a criminal record. However, E.J. Dimera jumped right in to offer a solution. Of course, that solution has to do with the secret lab behind the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic. Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Mark showed up to talk to E.J. about the job. When the doctor heard it was about Versavix, he was really excited. That was the same drug that saved Bo Brady. When Mark knew the purpose of the drug, E.J. chimed in that it had other uses as well, but didn't go into specifics. Then, Mark was introduced to Rolf. While Mark was eager to learn about his new responsibilities, Rolf isn't exactly a stand-up scientist. The man is a mad scientist who is always doing the bidding of the Dimera family. When Mark came back home, Kat Green needed Mark's position, salary, and some other information. However, Mark just said that his position title was in flux, and he was told he couldn't tell anyone what he was really doing. EJ said this includes Kat. So, Mark is likely going to have to lie to his sister about his new job. That could include lying to his parole officer as well, which could jeopardize Mark's freedom. Even more importantly, is EJ planning on testing the drug on Mark? Could the young man be in grave danger? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on Peacock to find out what happens next. Days of Our Lives spoilers are in for Monday, November 10th, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Mike Horton and Marie Horton to return to Salem. Chad Dimera reconnects with a family member. Also, Jeremy Horton pressures Julie Williams. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the Peacock soap opera. Let's start off with Jennifer Horton Deveros. The reporter isn't sure how to get rid of Kat Green. Fans know that Kat got bad news about her mother's condition, and Chad was just consoling her. That is when Jennifer and Thomas Dimera emerge to see Kat in Chad's arms. They are misreading the situation, but Jennifer just assured her grandson that he would never have to see Chad with Kat again. Then, they come out to see the two in each other's arms. Jennifer will connect with Kayla Johnson. The blonde will talk about her frustration with Chad and Kat, as well as her concerns for Thomas. Over with Mike and Chad, they will interact. It's been a while since Mike was in Salem, so they will do some catching up. Maybe Mike can give Chad some words of wisdom regarding Kat, Jennifer, Julie, and Thomas. Billy Flynn is already at The Young and the Restless. Then, we have Connor Floyd coming to Duel to play Flynn's character of Chad. So, I wonder if Chad will leave town for a bit, then come back looking different. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, November 10th reveal that Jeremy will push both Julie and Marie for information. It seems that the teacher wants to know some Horton family secrets. By why? I really don't think Jeremy is a bad guy, but he could be deceiving everyone on why he has come back. The teacher might be involved in something he can't get out of. There is also the project that Holly Jonas and Tate Black are working on. This project ends up teaching the college students a bit about Horton history. Will Tate and Holly learn something surprising or unexpected? Perhaps it will give the young couple a new appreciation for the history of the Horton family in Salem. Here are your Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, November 10th, 2025. Jennifer and Chad are horrified when an emotionally distraught Thomas runs out into traffic and ends up injured. They rush him to University Hospital, where Kayla tends to him. Thankfully, Thomas only seems to have a broken arm. When Chad visits him, he learns that his son is still very bitter. Thomas demands to know why Kat was in Chad's arms. Will Chad have an explanation that his son is willing to accept? Outside Thomas' room, Jennifer pours her heart out to Kayla about everything going on with her grandson due to Chad's relationship with Kat. Chad says that is over, but his actions on the square seem to prove otherwise. Jennifer also doesn't know how to help Thomas. Will Kayla have any good advice, as she has never been in this situation? Perhaps Thomas will end up in Boston with Jack and Jennifer after all. It could be just what he needs to emotionally heal. Then, he can return to Salem one day as a teenager. Perhaps even next year. He was born before Holly anyway, so it's time. Speaking of Holly, she and Tate head over to the Horton house to work on their film project together. Tate wants to chronicle the history of the Horton family, but that requires interviews. With various Hortons descending on Salem this week, it's as good a time as any to speak to anyone they can. Both Marie Horton and Mike Horton arrive in town on Monday. While Mike reunites with his sister Jennifer at the hospital, Marie goes to her family home and reunites with Julie. She is glad to see her for a celebratory occasion this time, and not for a funeral like last December when Doug passed. Tate and Holly get to work asking all sorts of questions that are bound to produce heartwarming flashbacks. As Days of Our Lives turns 60 and the Dr. Tom Horton Free Clinic opens. Well, folks, we're doing a changeover here. This will be my last Days of Our Lives 2 scoops, at least for the foreseeable future, just as Dr. Rolf is back. Things are heating up with the possible Stefano return. But fear not, I'll be certain to drop opinion pieces as storylines go on. I'll be sliding over to doing a weekly General Hospital Best Of piece, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm going to miss analyzing every detail of Days, the show that managed to make me like Leo Stark, who was despicable at first. So anyway, let's get down to this week's nitty-gritty. In a week-long bittersweet story, Baby Tesoro was awarded to Johnny and Chanel. It was heartbreaking watching Leo, Javi, and the Hernandez clan say goodbye to the wee one. But as I hoped, they made Leo and Javi the baby's godfathers.